Here's poet Marilyn Gove in a reading of her original work.
Next up is one of my buddies, Marilyn Gove. Would you please come up?
Well, Michelle, you've got a friend in me. I'm always talking about the podium. It's either I'm too tall or it's too short. I don't know, one of those two. Yeah, Marianne actually had suggested that. But I feel like I schlep enough to the meetings already. Anyhow, I moved back here from Southern California 3 years ago, and ever since I've come back, the pollen and allergies have been the bane of my existence. So I have some of that going on today. Actually, I was in competition with Sheila, who thinks she's got more of it than I do, but you know, she's a bragger. Anyhow, the first poem I want to read, I haven't read it all. I don't think I respected it enough, to be perfectly honest, if we're talking about respecting a piece of work you've written. And I think it was a prompt to do a poem in place and time. And I found myself doing research. And because I had lived in California, I came across the Great Flood of 1862. And if you know California now, you know there's Southern California, Northern California, and the Central Valley, which we're all hearing a lot of on TV lately. But then the Central Valley really went all the way up to like Sacramento, so it was very large. And I thought about this flood and how catastrophic it was and what it takes to rebuild, so I wrote a brief poem about it. Title, California's Great Flood of 1862. Wild rains walloped the West Coast. The Central Valley became an inland sea. Livestock drowned in its waterlogged graveyard. Farm towns splintered into scraps of wood. Telegraph poles uprooted and swallowed. 4,000 lives swept away. No sign of let up for months. Only sleep illuminated the possibility of rebuilding, first in dreams, then with courage. Okay. And several of the people here know I've written several poems about my mother. I'm not really clear on why, because it's not as though we had the closest relationship in the world, but she was rather unique. So this is dedicated to my mother, Mildred, AKA Millie, and it's titled, The Season Has Changed. Late January, you were lowered into a hard, cold earth. There was snow on the ground, the frozen kind, spoiled by dirt and debris. Mid-May, the crocus returned. You had cared for them daily, watched them grow, lean towards the sun. They taught you to persevere. In June, I gather an old blanket from the trunk of my car, walk to a nearby beach, stare out at sea. The offshore breakers stare back at me. I wrap the blanket around me, bend at the knees and lie down. The tide is low, the wind blustery. I don't care if people stare. I think of you, the good and the bad. Sounds of wind and ocean envelop me. I am cocooned. I want to open like the crocus. The season has changed. Thank you. I'm sure she's like, that's damn good, Marilyn, that's damn good. She was quite a character. Yeah. She knew more four-letter words than anyone I ever met. And she could use them in a sentence that would leave you speechless. Okay. This next one, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go to a fun one. What about that? You want some fun? Sure. Okay. This one is called Sweet Crush. Sweet Crush. I see you through the window of a seaside shop. I try to walk away, but you compel me to stay. I am overcome and cannot resist. Craving you moves to the top of my list. Heavenly chocolate, I'm enamored by you. Fruits, nuts, yogurt simply won't do. I know I should rally, try and be strong, but this is what happens when you toke on a bong. Small bells ring as I enter the shop. Small bells ding, ding, small bells sing. I float on over to the shop's display case, a wide-eyed smile on my wanton face. I ask for a dozen, loud and clear. I think I'm in love with a milk chocolate square. Your smooth brown skin, decadent and sweet. Indulge me, sweet morsels, but don't stick to my teeth. I stroll on over to a bench by the sea, compose this love poem for you and for me. You are the one thing I can't live without. Delicious, delectable, you melt in my mouth. Thank you.
We're so glad you stopped by. If you would like to support community in action through media, please consider donating to the local scene. The QR code here will take you where you need to go. Thanks, friend.